Oh, ladies and gentlemen, how's it going? Now, before we start this video off, I just want to be upfront and real about it, okay? I know there's a lot of fans of Elon Musk, Teslas, and SpaceX, and all the fancy companies and shenanigans the person is behind. But ladies and gentlemen, as I start this video off, I want to remind you that I'm here to make jokes and laugh at cringy things, okay? At the end of the day, alright, I really don't have a strong stance towards Elon. I don't really love him, nor do I hate him, nor do I care about any of it. Ladies and gentlemen, a year ago, we saw a robot that was dancing. Now, this robot was called the Optimus robot, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, last year, we saw a person dressed up in spandex, doing some breakdancing, dancing around, just being overall goofy. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that was a year ago, and we got a little proof of concept. Yesterday, we have come across truly next-level, real spicy cringe, ladies and gentlemen. Some real Taco Bell ass-dumping fire sauce level cringe. Now, this is Tesla's AI day, alright? Now, I don't know if Tesla's a car company or an AI company these days. They make fancy luxury vehicles that run on batteries, and people like to say is good for the environment. Well, I gonna question how big lithium batteries in luxury vehicles are really gonna save the environment. But of course, they also have self-driving cars. Generally they're pretty okay. If you're on the highway and there's no fucking vehicle around you, you should feel pretty safe. But in the inner cities, if you're doing full self-driving, you might as well drive on yourself. I find it a little wild that for a vehicle whose wheel I have to hold, how's it really full self-driving if I still have to actually pay attention and hold the goddamn wheel? At that point, I might as well just do shit myself. Ladies and gentlemen, this is from Tesla's AI Day, and a year later, their Tesla bot has come out. And ladies and gentlemen, let's go look at this real quick. Now, of course, this is a big project over here, a big boy project. Now, of course, the bot here exists, and this is the final thing. Obviously, it doesn't have shell casings, okay? From what I understand, that is not an RTX 3080. That is the Tesla, FSD computer, okay? So it's got some self-driving stuff going for it, okay? It is powered by artificial intelligence. It's got some wires. It gets a little exposed. The T1000, the T800, they were not, completed projects, okay? They had some roughness around the edges, so give it some chance. Now, of course, this thing comes out here, looks at its hand, and wonders, maybe I should kill every human imaginable, but instead, it walks at a real snail's pace. Now, I don't know if Tesla had some real, diddler energy fired into it. This is some pedophile energy the bot has. But, of course, that is the top speed. Compared to what we saw a year ago with the proof of concept, this thing is absolutely scared to come into a world of human beings. But, of course, the bot actually did start dancing, ladies and gentlemen. I want to show you this dance routine real quick. First, it waves to the subjects that one day it will dominate over once Skynet truly launches, and then it starts the dance. So, of course, it puts its hands up in the air, dances around, and to an extent, I'll be real, is kind of fucking cute. Now, ladies and gentlemen, this is a bot that's apparently been powered purely by artificial intelligence. Now, I want to start off by saying that most large robotics have a degree of machine learning or artificial intelligence tossed into them. Companies like Boston Dynamics, companies like Honda with their Asimo project, and even Sony with their robot dog, which we'll all look at real quick. Now, of course, one of the things that I saw over here that this bot could do was move boxes at near senior citizen pace. So again, this is like your grandpa walking around moving like an empty box to the office workers. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, let's be real here. This does look pretty cool, okay? It looks cool because the visualization on the bot really is some next level type shit. Now, Tesla, that makes autopilot vehicles, if you've ever seen an autopiloting Tesla visualization, you'll notice that it can detect cars, road markings, a bunch of data around it. And here the bot's kind of doing the same thing. It's detected that there's vegetation, that it's marked as pink, it's got human beings that it's marked as green, and it's got this watering can that it's marked as blue. Each of these different, colors are different pieces of identification that the bot is going through or the AI is putting into. So here it grabs the water can, which I assume it actually checks the weight of to make sure water is in the can. And of course, I think it's got some connection to the top. I don't know. I think they're trying to keep it upright. Let's be real. But of course, it waters plants, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, this should be one of the many million things this bot could be capable of doing. So over here, it watered those plants. So again, it puts the water there. And it's going to put water all around. I assume Farmer Brown's going to love this project. And then here, it picks up bars. Very, very very slowly and then moves them to other places. Clearly, this is new tech, okay? It's not meant to be super duper goddamn fast, all right? This is clearly something it's starting out with. But of course, you know, for a lot of people who follow Elon Musk, when it comes to a million of his projects, whether it's the boring tunnel, you know, the tunnel literally for rich people and like self-driving cars, which I don't know why you couldn't just have used. I mean, we have subways, okay? We have fucking trains. Let's not pretend this is literally Silicon Valley trying to solve a problem that didn't exist. Now, of course, Elon's got cool companies like SpaceX. I think genuinely is going to be the one company that does take humanity to space and far beyond. It's going to be one of the first big progenitors for it. Of course, he's also got projects like Neuralink where they want to brain chip people. But of course, let's not get into the entire animals that have apparently died in the testing of this entire brain chip. One that many doctors have some severe doubts about. But of course, he's also got Tesla, which, love it or hate it, okay, is probably one of the most overvalued car companies in the world. Now, of course, when I saw this robot, immediately in my head, I wasn't sitting there drinking the Tesla Kool-Aid. I looked at a lot of older projects. Now, of course, if you ever looked at Honda, who have been working on the Asimo project for actually quite a long time, you can see some of their older commercials where, like, you can see the bot itself look at a flight of stairs and actually move up far better than the actual, like, Tesla bot has done. Now, people will say, motherfucker, this is pre-programmed. At the end of the day, I believe this also has a severe degree of actuators, gyroscopic movement, and an ability for machine learning to an extent where, like, this is not like inferior in any capacity too. Now, clearly, when these commercials are made, they're designed to, like, make the bot look at their best, okay? And I assume Tesla does the same thing too. But even if you look at, like, trade shows or when, like, Honda's working on projects, like these engineers who are, like, coding this bot, you can see, like, they're working on each and every single appendage this thing has, and the ability for it to, like, actually, like, do, like, pretty cool actions, like opening up this, like, water container, like this beverage container, and actually, like, you know, pouring materials out of it. It's actually a little bit faster than the Tesla thing. Now, of course, they've been working on Asimo since, like, the year 2000, okay? In fact, if you look at Honda with the E-Series project, they've been working on mechanical robots since, like, 1986. You know, I've been wondering why, ever since as a kid, when I played Metal Gear Solid, why we actually don't have walking mechs yet. And of course, it's because the whole projects are necessarily expensive. Of course, you can even see, like, the Honda robot dance a little bit better with this actual human being. Like, goddamn, it's got some moves going on, too. Of course, you can imagine these are pretty pre-programmed as well, but I don't know, this bot just looks cuter to me. Now, of course, Boston Dynamics was having a bit of a laugh with their projects, too. Like, a lot of people brought up Spot the Robot Dog, which actually is used in big applications where people send these robots into, like, actually, like, hazardous environments or, like, tight environments, so it can do jobs that you necessarily don't want to, like, put a human being at risk for, because bots are replaceable. Now, of course, people laughed and said Boston Dynamics is way more advanced. And to be real, Boston Dynamics has been at the game for, yeah, quite a lot more years than any other manufacturer. And of course, Spot is also $74.5 thousand, okay? This is a pretty expensive robot dog to be carrying around. So obviously it's going to be a little bit better. Now, the Tesla robot is like 20 grand, which I think why they're designing this robot is to get rid of, like, you know, unskilled laborers. You know, to be honest with you, we're like, hey, if you look at 20 grand and you look at the yearly salary for, like, an unskilled labor, if you pay $20,000 once, you can actually get rid of, like, unskilled labor. And obviously when this robot does get more advanced and the mass production gets more cheaper, it really feels like it's going to be there to, like, kick people out of jobs, or at least force them to go back to learning or do something else. Truly a little bit of a dystopian world that we live in. Now, of course, with a lot of Elon projects, if this actually comes to fruition, is a whole different project. Look, Tesla told me that my car was going to turn into a fucking robo-taxi. I have still yet to see that happen, Elon, okay? That shit's been promised since the Paleolithic era, I'm just saying. Now, of course, you know, Elon Musk's vision versus, like, whatever the engineers tell him is, like, so far off the mark, it's not even funny. You know, when it comes to a lot of people that Elon works with, let's be real, he hires really talented individuals that are a cut above the rest and are able to create some really cool projects. Now, of course, when you look at things like the Tesla bot, it's really impressive because Tesla has had years of, like, working with self-driving vehicles, which admittedly, while we can laugh at some of their failures, overall is a relatively cool project. Now, of course, I really cringe when people say things like artificial intelligence, when really this is really clever machine learning. Look, at the end of the day, fully self-driving cars make sense because a lot of engineers and programmers work creating a set of scripts, parameters, and ways to read data that correspond with road laws, road understanding. Actually making a vehicle drive in a high-risk environment like that is very impressive. But it's not the car learning road laws. It's literally the programmers designing the parameters. All the vehicle does is capture a fuck ton of data and learns how to parse it according to those machine learning parameters and scripts that the engineers have done. I'm trying to simplify this. It's very complicated stuff. But at the end of the day, it's not like the car is Edie from Mass Effect that literally you can tell to do something and it literally will do it. It's not like it's shackled AI. This is just really clever machine learning. Even when you go back to things like robotics, Sony has made something like Aibo, which is a robotic puppy, again, powered by full-on artificial intelligence, which is effectively just fucking machine learning. Like, even in their YouTube page right here, you can see that it says unique AI technology. Like, let's be real, it's machine learning. The dog looks really cool. It is advanced robotics. But at the end of the day, this near $3,000 dog can be treated as like a real robotic puppy, okay? Like, some people can keep this around like a real dog. At the end of the day, it's just an AI puppy. It's something that you can have fun with and love without remembering to feed and water it every once in a while, okay? Give it actual sustenance. Yeah, like literally, it is $28.99. Like, this is an expensive dog to have. At that point, just adopt a real dog and take care of it. It's a much more fulfilling venture. God damn. What's really impressive is, like, here you can see, like, Purdue University, where they're dealing with, like, humanoid robots. This is back in, like, 2014. This is, like, university students working on, like, a little bit of a dance that people have been doing. And even this robot looks more goddamn advanced than the geriatric Tesla fuck that we just saw. Let's be real here. God damn. Look at that. It's like, wait, dude, it's like getting it on, brother. Jesus. You know, I've learned something about Elon Musk in the last few years. This man is really a marketing goddamn genius. He really knows how to he really knows how to hype beast the most, like, minimal of technological advancements. Now, again, when I started this video off, I knew that there was a lot of Elon simpery out there. There's a lot of people that, you know, jack this man off like he's a second coming of Christ. But at the end of the day, looking at all his projects, he has like one cool thing and like 20 other things that are like kind of a goddamn miss when you think about it. Now, am I excited about this bot? Look, for $20,000, I think it's a pretty impressive bot to have when everything else in the market is really expensive. And that probably explains why this thing doesn't look and feel as advanced as something from like Boston Dynamics or even like Honda Asimo, because at the end of the day, this is like some really cheap project designed to be mass produced and sold to literally replace jobs at some point. Let's be real. So, of course, from that perspective, what they have, given the restraints, is pretty genuinely impressive. And, of course, the fact that this robot can map out and visualize the world around it is, by no account, like, it's literally something that's come out from, like, Tesla's FSD software that they've been working on for years. Again, it's cool to see them make this robot, but of course, Elon's been hyping this up since last year by showing this motherfucker breakdancing. And at the end of the day, we got a geriatric pedophile bot running around, which is rather hilarious at the end of the day. Now, of course, ladies and gentlemen, to feed it off with the Tesla AI robot, am I impressed? Absolutely not. Let's be real here. But then again, am I impressed with most of Elon's projects? No, not so close whatsoever. Again, this man overpromises and completely underdelivers 90% of the time. But you know what? At the end of the day, you know, the robot, I guess, in some capacity is cool because if you look at the value and the factor of it, I can see people buying this to replace menial jobs at their workplaces. I could imagine this being sold on that perspective. But to see it do anything more advanced than what it was doing, that's what I was excited to see during Tesla's AI Day. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a million projects out there, and Tesla's robot is, well, frankly, a D-tier robot at the end of the day, if I had to rate it robotically. But ladies and gentlemen, this is me, Mutahar, and if you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.